They didn't have Loran, they didn't have a GPS and all that, so you had to go by what you had. When I first started fishing with Tom Tilton, he had the compass, the sounding lead, and the alarm clock. That's how we navigated. Say we left from Menemsha. We get outside of the breakwater. It was hazy or thick fog. He'd set that alarm clock the time he left. Say 6 o'clock. Set it. And then he knew it was about half an hour to the bridge buoy if he was going off of Noman's. About a half an hour. He looked at the clock, and when it was half an hour, he'd stop, and if we hadn't made the buoy, then he'd stop the boat, and we'd listen for it, the first thing. And then, when he made the bridge buoy, he wanted to go off of Noman's. So it was about due south from the bridge, so he set the alarm clock again, the time he left the buoy. And it took about 50 minutes to get to the Noman's buoy, so he knew that when the time was up, looked at the clock. If he hadn't made the buoy, then we'd stop and listen.
And then if you still hadn't made the buoy, you'd sound, take the sounding lead. It was a lead weigh about 10 pounds, and the bottom of the lead was hollowed out. Sometimes they'd put in lard or butter in there so they could tell if it was shelly or sandy, but you'd always would sound.
Did people like Tom or you, did you know what the bottoms all were?
They could always tell with the lead when it hit, if it was a rock or if it was sticky bottom. When I fished with Tom Tilt, hardly ever pulled out a chart. It was all in his head, you know. And then, too, fishing in the Sound, Vineyard Sound, Nantucket Sound, or close by the land, you'd always have a range on the shore. The church steeple over so-and-so's house. That would be the range north and south. Then you had to get another range east and west. And so, you know, when them ranges closed up, that was a spot you wanted to be on.
That's how we navigated.